Hello and welcome back to my channel, Case Creations 928 Professional Holiday Design. Today is July the 2nd, 2020, and I'm so glad to have you back with me again today for another video. Normally, I would be in preparation for the upcoming 4th of July holiday. No matter what you and your friends decide to do this year, I hope that you're safe. Whether it is a backyard barbecue with friends and family, or maybe a firework display all your own. I know that things have changed for all of us with the COVID restrictions, but I'm hoping that we can somehow make the best of everything. On my very first video, you all joined me for a tutorial of a 2-loop bow, what I like to call the starter bow. So today we'll continue that process with our second video, and I'll be showing you how to make this bow right here featured on this wreath. This is a 4-loop bow. Now, it may seem that it's 5 loops, and in a way it kind of is, but this bow is something that can stand on its own as well as complement some of our other bows such as our stack bow, and you'll learn about all of those later on. I want to just say thank you to each and every one of you who took the time to view my first video and subscribe to my channel. It means so much to me. Let's get started. Here are the items that you will need for today's 4-loop bow. You will need ribbon of your choice. As you can see, I've chosen a Patriotic pattern, a hair clip, which I showed you in the last video, but today you'll actually get to see it in use, some fabric shears, your floral wire, and a measuring tape or your cutting mat. All right. Let's get started. I began by measuring out my tails at approximately 7 inches long. I didn't want too long of a tail for this project because I'm going to make a short bow this time. Next, I'm going to measure out a length of my floral wire, 22 inches long, and then of course I folded it in half and set it to the side for later. If you take notice, I have used that alligator clip to mark off where we had previously measured our ribbon tail. So we can start from there. It comes in handy for when you're making hand-tied bows. Alright, once you are at a pro level, you can just hold it in your hand. But the alligator clip is a very good placeholder. So from the tail, I'm going to show you, if you gather too soon, the ribbon will have very unsightly wrinkles in it. So it's best to do your gather once you have created your loop. Now let's begin forming the bow. I'm going to smooth out my tail and make my first loop. It doesn't matter which side you begin on, as long as you make sure that all loops are equal size for this particular bow. Notice how at this point we do have our starter bow, our original 2-loop bow. So now, learning what we were taught in the first video, we're going to continue on by adding a 3rd and a 4th loop to make today's project our 4-loop bow. Now here's a tip. You have the option to either make the loops number 3 and number 4 on top of the first layer or behind. For this particular bow, we'll go from behind, and I'll show you why. We're going to make sure that this very bright and beautiful patriotic pattern is facing the same way on both sides. Now, for some of our other bows that we'll learn on this channel, we'll switch it up. But for today, we're going to keep it as simple as possible until you have mastered this technique. Now, I'm going to continue the process and make my 4th loop. And there you have it. I'm going to do a little bit of fluffing, but now you have your 4-loop bow. All right. Look at that. Making sure that I'm holding the bow extra taut. Right there in the center where my thumb is where you would place your floral wire. But let me just show you a trick here. I made the tails a little bit uneven for this purpose. If you want an extra polished look, you can make a 5th smaller loop just to go right in the center. It's not always necessary, but sometimes it just gives the bow an extra pop. And once again, I'm going to continue to fluff. And now adding my floral wire, I'll secure this bow. And there you have it. You now know how to make a beautiful 4-loop bow. As always, you're going to give a little bit of fluffing just to make sure that you get all of your loops right. Fluff them out. Check how even the tails are. After we added that, like I said, I don't necessarily call that 5th one a loop, but it is. After we added that one, it turned out beautifully. Now here's an example of a multi-loop bow, but as you can see, I've incorporated many different patriotic ribbon here to complete this look. And as time goes on, you guys will be making some just like that. But here is the loop, 4-loop bow that we made today. It turned out beautiful. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and stopping by my channel. I hope you had a great time. I enjoyed you. I definitely enjoyed you. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, to make a friend, you must first be a friend.